This is Unit 7, Lesson 5, Listening Activity. Please listen to a segment of Americans Rising, a talk show, as Professor Klaas explains how a bill becomes a law to host Jim Peters, and then we'll talk about the true-false questions below.
Welcome to America Rising on KXYZ. Our guest today is Professor Susan Klaas from Heyman Community College. Dr. Klaas will be talking to us about the process of lawmaking. Welcome, Dr. Klaas.
Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure.
And it's a pleasure to have you here. So tell us, how is a federal law made?
Well, basically, a law starts as an idea. Anyone can think of the idea for a new law. Then they get others to sign a petition supporting the idea. If the petition gets signed by enough people, it goes to a congressperson. If the congressperson likes the idea, he or she sponsors it, introduces and supports it in Congress.
Okay, so someone has an idea, finds enough people to support it, and the idea gets sponsored by a senator or representative. Then what?
Well, the idea is proposed as a bill in the House or Senate. The bill gets sent to the appropriate committee. For example, if the bill is about school reform, it gets sent to the Education Committee.
Right.
The bill gets voted on by the committee. If it gets approved, it goes back to the full House or Senate.
Depending on whether the bill came from a senator or representative.
Yes. It goes back to the sponsor's part of Congress. If it passes there, it moves to the other part of Congress, which then votes on the bill. The bill either gets approved or rejected, or it goes back to the original committee for revision.
So, for example, if a bill starts in the House of Representatives and it passes there, it goes to the Senate, which then votes on it.
Yes. And if the bill is approved, it goes to the president, who can sign or veto it. If the bill gets vetoed, Congress has three choices. It can make changes to the bill and try again. It can give up on the bill, or vote to override the president's veto.
You mean the president's decision isn't final?
Not necessarily. It requires a vote of 2/3 of both houses of Congress to override. That means 67 senators and 290 representatives. If one house or the other doesn't get a 2/3 majority, the president's decision stands, and the bill will not become a law. But a 2/3 majority in both houses of Congress is more powerful than the president's veto.
Well, this is all wonderful information. And this is why it's so important to contact our representatives about important legislation.
Exactly. Our elected officials can't represent us unless we speak up. And they are under constant pressure from big business and from special interest groups. Individual citizens need to know what bills have been proposed, and we need to let our representatives know how we feel. If we have an idea about a law that we believe should be passed, we should understand that it may remain an idea unless we do something about it.
Thank you, Professor Klaas, for this valuable information. We'd like to take some calls from our listeners now about bills that are currently being considered in the United States Congress.
Okay, so that's a long and difficult listening, and so we're going to talk